This breaks my heart in a different way.
Yeah.
Republicans voted,
Say no more.
unanimously voted in Mike Johnson as the 56th Speaker.
Taker of fossil fuel money. The guy, and by the way, the hubris of these Republicans to go against the will of the American people. American people are all in for women's rights, gay rights, climate change things happening to fix the environment so that we don't all die on this planet or drown on this planet.
How dare you go against the American people? Joy, your personal opinion on politics does not represent the entire country, you ignorant sack of crap. Drown? Joy Behar thinks we're all gonna drown because of climate change. Look out, Iowa. Tomorrow morning, you might be underwater.
And they have that is what I call hubris, because they are not listening to the American people. And next year, we're gonna fix you. Joy.
Look at how mad she is. I mean, just look at her breathing pattern. She's about to have a heart attack. This woman is so full of hate. And donuts. What a bitch.
This is beyond what we can do. When are they out? When would this gentleman be?
He'll be up in 2024.
Okay.
Actually,
He's up for re-election a year from now?
yes, the whole House is...
Political expert Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, who literally talk about politics every single day for over a decade, almost 2 decades for Behar, and they still don't know that the House of Representatives is elected every 2 years. How do you not know this? When is this guy elected again? When's his election? Every 2 years, every even year, there's an election for the House of Representatives. All members. I learned that when I was like 12, you idiot.
Well, there's a far-right blog called Current Revolt, and they released alleged audio of Democratic Texas Congresswoman and mayoral candidate Sheila Jackson Lee really letting her staff have it. I mean, she goes all out. She says all kind of words, a lot of bad words. People are really upset about it. I think it's you know, listen, being cussed out is sometimes part of how some of us grew up. When adult folks go off, especially women when they go off, because they're not gonna hit you, they're gonna cuss you out. So, you know, I think if you are in an environment that is toxic for you, that you should leave it. Her staff needs to grow a couple of pair if this is actually what's going on and say, ma'am, as I leave this job, I want you to know.
It's power dynamics, though.
Yeah, but you know what? Power dynamics do not force you to stay in a place where you are being mistreated.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you can, I don't believe that you should. You can go to people and say, how do I get out of here?
Yeah.
So if a powerful black woman verbally abuses another woman, then the woman abused needs to grow some testicles. All right. I guess that's how Michelle Obama got her ball sack. Apparently she was yelled at when she was an intern. And with that ball sack, Barry fell in love with her. And the rest is history. Quite the fairy tale. No pun intended.
He wants to put MSNBC on trial for treason so that he can execute us.
Rachel Maddow, who has lied about everything over the last couple of years, Trump being a Nazi, she lied about COVID vaccines, election interference. I mean, she has lied about everything. Watch what she does here. This is exactly what you just laid out, Melissa. They accuse you of doing everything they are doing or have done. Check this out.
The Republican Party right now has to make a decision, and it's their decision to make. We have party processes for a reason, but ultimately, if you listen to what Trump is saying, you don't just sort of regard him as a spectacle, but you really listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's basically portraying a future for America if he is put back in the White House in which we don't have another election after that.
That's right.
Because the elections are all rigged, that the democratic process can't be trusted, that Congress should just work for him, the Justice Department should just work for him. That's a strongman form of government. That's not what we have.
He'd cancel the news, like the news are done.
He wants to put MSNBC on trial for treason so that he can execute us. I mean, this is...
And he will put Rudy Giuliani on the Supreme Court.
If he makes it that long, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it is that the Republican Party is, if they're going to elevate somebody like that to represent their party in a general election. Not only do we have a 50-50 shot of him being back in the White House, any major party nominee has a 50% shot, but the Republican Party will have to reckon with that till the end of time in terms of what they did to this country.
Wow.
Everything she said. I mean, she spent 4 years claiming that Trump was an illegitimate president. All of the COVID stuff, everything else. By the way, I think Rudy actually would be quite a good Supreme Court judge. I don't think anyone's really, well, I can't say anyone. I certainly don't think that his legal mind is not worthy of that.
MSNBC suspends their 3 Muslim anchors. Oh, boy. So the anchors at MSNBC, the same network that for years has been talking about the need to cancel Fox News, the need to cancel right-wing radio, right-wing podcasts. What happened? They canceled their own anchors. Oops. Shockingly, when someone who is against freedom of speech loses their freedom of speech, they're angry about, losing their freedom of speech. And me, I just think it's hilarious. What makes you a hypocrite? Maybe it just means I like karmic justice. And if you want to cancel everyone else and then you get canceled, not gonna feel sorry for you. What goes around comes around, mate. But you have nothing to worry about. You can follow Bill O'Reilly's lead or Tucker Carlson. Both left Fox News, both still successful. You work for MSNBC, you're fine. I mean, like, when Keith Olbermann left, he has a huge... No one listens to him. When Don Lemon left CNN, he's still... totally irrelevant. Yeah, I guess now, you're pretty screwed. Because the only reason anyone watches you is because MSNBC thrust your stupid face on the TV. And without them, you have no following, because you're not interesting or smart. But neither am I, so maybe you have a chance. Joe Biden celebrated the birthday of George Floyd. Quite possibly the greatest American who ever OD'd under a white cop. The president said George Floyd should be alive today, celebrating his 50th birthday by getting high and causing crime, like most Democrats. Today, we honor his legacy and the mass hysteria and garbage left-wing policies that followed. Your fellow Americans would like to thank you for helping prop up black Marxists so they could con CEOs out of millions of dollars and waste it on themselves while thousands and thousands of black people died. Thank you, George Floyd. Your death inspired grifters everywhere to ruin America. It's been a lot of fun.
When I came to office, this nation was flat on its back. I knew what to do. I vaccinated the nation and rebuilt the economy.
The nation was flat on its back. No, Joe, you were flat on your back. And Kamala Harris is on her knees, like always. And thanks for rebuilding the economy. Stellar job.
Let's be clear, Kamala and I came into office determined to transform how the economy works. Change the way it literally functions.
Why is it that Democrats are so obsessed with transforming things? Obama wanted to transform America. Joe Biden wants to transform the economy. Democrats are obsessed with transforming boys into girls. How about you just leave us all alone?
Hello, everybody. It's good to be almost home. Hey, guys, I live in Delaware, okay? And by the way, I'm a big Pennsylvania guy, but you have an advantage in Philly. One, I married a Philly girl. Two, you're between Scranton and Wilmington. You know, Scranton, you guys have no sense of humor, man.
Tonight in Brooklyn, dozens of people were arrested. They were protesting near Senator Schumer's home, trying to stop what they're calling a genocide of Palestinians in Gaza.
What about freedom of speech? I thought the left loved protesters. Well, they don't love them in their neighborhoods. Your neighborhood? Sure. Brett Kavanaugh's neighborhood? No problem. Chuck Schumer's neighborhood? Not so much. And I'd be willing to bet that many of these protesters were not white. Oh, did Chuck Schumer help get brown people arrested for expressing their political beliefs? Oh, I'm sure the New York Times and MSNBC were all over this story. Maybe not. Well, I'll be waiting for those cries of racism, because I'm sure they're coming right after the Trans Shooters Manifesto, the Roe v. Wade leakers who put cocaine in the White House, and probably a dozen other stories I'm waiting on that I'm too dumb to remember. Clemson University students are protesting because the university took tampons out of the male bathroom. This is your Democratic Party, America. All right, hold it together. Free healthcare, free education, free tampons for dudes. The same people that are cheering on Hamas are cheering on tampons in the men's bathroom. Because those two things definitely go together. If there's one thing Muslims love, it's the LGBT movement. Now, sure, lots of Muslims like to bang little boys, while at the same time hating gays. But I'm not quite smart enough to figure that out. Quite frankly, I can't really figure out anything going on in the world today because everyone is fucking insane. Hey, look at here. We got an LGBTFU protester with a sign. We love gays. We love communism. Too bad. Communism. Not really a fan of the gays. So not only did you fail biology, you also failed history. I look forward to paying off your student debt. I'm gonna go punch myself in the balls.
Watch.
How many genders are there?
2.
And they are?
Male, female.
But what about someone's right to tell you what their gender is?
No problem at all. So it's you're going to tell me what your gender is, but in the world is less fucked world, I don't have to believe it, but I'm thrilled for you. You're a lampshade. I'm so happy. Let me put a light bulb up your arse. Brilliant. Don't require me to think what you think. Okay.
Well, that's absolutely true, Rob, darling, but it is as individuals. And these osmotic processes are most subtly deleterious. They cut away at the thwarted boundaries of life, which we don't understand because we're so. Individually and collectively, we are vulnerable, because individually we are vulnerable. Vulnerability, collectability, oscibility, portability, colony, patronage, petronage, crawford, penetrability, ostinance, ostentation, etc., 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 ad infinitum, ad libitum, ad nauseam. Surely you can see the danger.
What can one man do?
Yes, or one woman.
We can spread the word.
What word is that?
Verisimilitude.
Very similitude. It's a good word to spread.
To spread, sir? To stamp out?
Well, that's what I meant. You spread it and stamp it out. Tell you how about let's have some punch.
What did he say?